So Bath are European Challenge Cup champions. They beat Lyon 37-12. They were the better team. Lyon started well, but Bath deserve that one. And the question I have is, how good are they? How good could they be? Let's have a look at this team, look at the final as well, and see what we can read into it. Now, I think deep down, yes, this is a good win for them. It's better than the Premiership Cup, but the one they really want this year is the Premiership title. They've got a semi and a final to come, and I think that would mean a little bit more, but this was definitely a big stepping stone. And you saw after the match, the head coach Van Gran was really emotional. He knew this was a big step for them, and they really want to push on and next year challenge for the Champions Cup. And I think they've got the team to do it. This year they properly mucked up in the beginning stages, the group stages of the Champions Cup, and they know they can do better. But if they get the treble, well, essentially the double, because I'm not sure the Premiership Cup really counts, then no, that's a really solid season. And can they kick on whilst they've still got these amazing players? Finn Russell, Thomas du Toit, they're not going to stick around forever. Sure, the English-based guys will be around for a few more years, but this is almost as good as it gets for a team underneath that Premiership salary cap. The reports are they've been pretty clever with how they've deferred payments to certain players to make sure they're under the salary cap each year. But I mean, they've got to be absolutely maxed out here. And I'm sure it is the overarching plan to challenge for that Champions Cup. Now, we did see some news today, actually, that there's going to be a World Club Cup, but that's not till 2028. So Bath will need to build a bit of a dynasty here and build on, Finn Russell when he goes and try and get in that World Club Cup, because that's going to be awesome. It's going to be sides from the Champions Cup, from Super Rugby and from elsewhere, probably from Japan, competing over a few weekends to thrash it out. So that's going to be the next big thing. But let's talk about this game as well, because Lyon started like an absolute storm. We had the ex-French internationals, Camille Chat, throwing a nice long line out, and they set up a maul beyond Bath's initial counter drive, which really got them going. And then a swift rewind back to the right, and it was perfect passing for, again, ex-French international Demortier to dive in. So perfect start for them, and later on in the game they got a couple of clumsy yellows. These are kind of the downsides for Bath, and in this game it didn't cost them, but could have been worse. Underhill's could have been a red in different circumstances. Will Muir's just going underneath for a player, catching the ball was really clumsy. He's done that before, to be honest, so that could catch them out in the Premiership semi or final. And just penalties in general, they've got to be a little bit better, so that's their work on. But apart from that, they were clearly the better team. Those close-range power tries displays the international size and power they have. Ben Spencer and Finn Russell are the best halfback pairing in England. I mean, Spencer's kicking from the base is absolutely world-class, no doubt. And I just hope he goes on that England tour of Argentina, even though he's in his 30s, and he starts, because I don't think he's like that impact sub. He is the general, the guy that's got all the skills. He's still got great pace, as he showed through his support try. Again, that's 2 weeks in a row. And I think Tom Dunn's got to go as well. Another try for him, playing the rugby of his life. Hopefully Borthwick can look past those guys in their 30s, and there'd be lots of youngsters anyway, but they just have to go. They just deserve to go. I really think they should. And whilst we're talking about guys on England tour, it could be the core of the England team from Bath. I mean, let's just go through the list. Barno, Dunn, Hill, Pepper, Underhill, Barbary, Spencer, Donahue, Ajomo. That's 9 for starters. Then we had the big centre, Will Butt, having a storming game, showing he is a big, powerful 12 who could go. I think Max Ajomo is special, by the way. He can play right in the face of the defence, and he's got pace and power. I really think he is the future for England centre, 12 or 13. I mean, de Glanville's got a great chance as well. Technically brilliant, 15, very quick. So it could be a Bath-centric summer tour. Let's see how many they pick. And Bath's first try just showed their overall team composition strength, shall we say, with Ajomo taking the ball right to the face of the defence. Amazing late pass to Butt. They were completely fooled as Russell looped around, because they're watching Russell as a danger man, and Butt flies through. I mean, they could have scored from that, but they didn't quite. But eventually, a couple of phases later, they muscle over, and it was just that combination of power and skill and pace. It really is good. Hard to stop. Second try was that Spencer kicking again. Just so much distance. Big 50-22 off a turnover. The forwards just go pick and go, and they're good enough individually just to do that. They don't have to overcomplicate things to score. We had a Barno, Stewart, Underhill all going in a row, and then Spencer throwing out fantastic pass, missing 3, and Ajomo spins around the scrum half Coolio to score. And that was 24 minutes, and that really asserted Bath dominance on the game. And really from there, they were fairly comfortable, although they had to score a couple more. Finn Russell is in fine form. I've said he is the favourite for the Lions 10. A lot of people saying, well, it could be Finn Smith, and it could be, but he's playing really well, and I like Finn Russell like this. Yes, he's a generational talent, but I really like it when he's under a bit of pressure and he focuses his mind rather than those lesser games where you see his body language being fairly nonchalant, a bit too lackadaisical, and that's when I think the mistakes come for him. When he's focused, he's fantastic. He does have it all. He was kicking great today as well at goal, which can be something, but yeah, he's a good tackler as well. When he's like this, Finn Russell, fantastic. And then they pull their ace card that we know, international quality forwards, on the bench. Dutoy, Pepper, Barbary especially. And they pulled that trick exactly at the right time in this game. It was 50 minutes. They were going to take a tap and go, penalty or free kick, something like that. Can't remember exactly which one. It was 2012, so Bath were leading, but they needed to pull clear. And Barbary hit a decoy line, which attracted 2 or 3 players to him, but he didn't obstruct. It was good play, actually. Then it went out the back, and we had Urbano, who's powerful in himself, but you have Thomas Dutoy latched on, and if you look at that try, Dutoy literally leaves the player completely out of the way, clear for Urbano to dot down. So that was 27-12. Then Spencer to the fore again, not just kicking. This time he drifts across 3 players to force a kick out on the full from Niniashvili, who is their star 15 for Lyon, straight to touch. Then his next touch is a perfect high box kick for Will Muir to win it back. Then you have the fresh players in the scrum, like Dutoy. They munch the Lyon scrum. They do get turned over, but on the next play, Underhill reads the Lyon line out fantastically. I mean, he has to be on a reserve list for the Lions. And then we have phase play side to side, too much for Lyon, and Russell throws that nice long ball to a stretched defence, and de Glanville was through. And what's great about de Glanville is he's very, very clever. He's not just head down, go for the line. He waits for Spencer to come in support, and that is the game basically. They're a mini international team of Bath. They've got the strength, they've got the composition, they've got the composure. I like it a lot. If you were being absolutely picky, you'd say the 2 big guys on the wing, maybe Muir didn't have a very good game, but it's not particularly balanced. Maybe you'd like one out-and-out quick guy, and with Henry Arundel coming next season, maybe they get that. I mean, Thorken has improved his all-round game, and his high ball work is much better, his drift in defence is better, his decisions are better, and he's still a powerful finisher, so maybe he could go on that summer tour for England, and I think it would be his last chance to go and stake a claim. But yeah, they're a great team. They're very, very balanced, amazing strength up front, and they've got world-class half-backs and plenty of pace and ball playing in the back line. Again, like I said, there's a few things you could fiddle with. I mean, the second rows are functional, hard and functional, but not worldies. The wingers you could do with a little bit more pace, but goodness me, they're close. For the salary cap in England, this is as good as it gets. They need to capitalise, win the Premiership and kick on and really challenge for the Champions Cup. But anyway, well done to them, European Challenge Cup winners. Let me know what you thought of that game and Bath in general. Comments down below. Like, subscribe. That would be awesome. And I'll catch you next time.